Show you today is how I'm going to plant out my onions. Now I've got 2 trays of onions here. There's one and the other one's exactly the same. I sowed these from sets and I put them in half toilet rolls like this, and they've been sitting in the greenhouse and they've been waiting very, very patiently to be able to go out into one of the raised beds. Now I've only just managed to fill all the small raised beds. I did that the other day. So normally I would have got these in middle to the end of March, possibly the beginning of April at the very latest, but they are running a little bit late. So they've been growing beautifully. They've got lovely strong shoots on them, and the bulbs are still nice and firm. So I'm going to put them outside. I'm not expecting huge onions this year. I'll most probably they'll be quite small, I would imagine, but they'll be perfect for sort of roasting whole, which is fine. And as a first year, I'm really not that worried. I just wanted to get some in. As you can see, they've got some lovely roots growing underneath. So this is great. Now I always start mine off in half toilet rolls, because if any of them don't shoot, then you don't plant them out, because if they haven't sent out a shoot, then they're not going to grow. So you don't end up with spaces along your line. So I'm going to sow these in one of the raised beds. So let me show you how I do that. Right, now what I'm going to do is I am going to place these onions about 4 inches apart from each other. So all I'm going to do is to dig a little hole. Make sure that if there are any weeds that you get rid of those. And so I've dug a little hole. I'm just going to take one of these. Let me just move over a little bit. Okay, and I want to put these in the soil a little deeper than they were in their toilet roll, but not much. So I'll pop that in there and then just gently fill the soil in around it. And I'll give about 4 inches between each onion. So I'll again dig another little hole, pop it in and smooth it around. Now that cardboard tube will biodegrade, and then the onions will then start to spread their roots and hopefully they'll start to swell up. So I'll carry on, and obviously I'm going to have to do quite a few rows, and again I will just position the rows about 4 inches apart from each other, just so that they've got enough space to expand. So once I've done all that, then I will show you. Well, there they are in this bed. I've got 36 onions in. All I need to do now is to give them a water, and then hopefully they will settle down very well and start to grow beautifully. I will make sure that I weed them on a regular basis. The same with any other plant. Just make sure that you keep them weed free and you water them when they get dry or before they get dry. So water them regularly, and then that way hopefully they will start to flourish. Well, that's my onions in finally, which is so exciting. I'm sure you've already got all your onions in already, but as I say, you know, I've had to wait to manage to be able to fill these. There's only a certain amount of soil that I can get delivered at a time. So Mark and I have just emptied another 5 tons today, so I need to order a little bit more. Yes, I'll have to do that this week. So that's the onions in, and I will keep you updated on their progress. Well, I hope you found what I've shown you useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.